Sri Gurubhyo Namah. Morning viewers. In this video we are going to see the upcoming Saturn Transit. Saturn moves from Capricorn to Aquarius on January 17th, evening around 6:02 pm. We will be seeing the predictions for each and every zodiac as a separate video. If you are new to my channel, keep it subscribed so that you get my updates instantly. The Saturn Transit takes place on 17th of January, evening around 6:02 pm, where you are seeing the planetary position. During the day, it is Visakha star, where Moon is on Scorpio, and you could see the planetary position. Rahu is at Aries, Mars is at Taurus, Ketu is at Libra, Moon is at Scorpio, and Mercury is at Sagittarius. Sun and Venus conjuncted at Capricorn, Saturn being a ruler at Aquarius. Now as a day it enters into the Aquarius and becomes a ruler there, and Jupiter is a ruler at its own house Pisces. This is the planetary position. Based on these planetary positions for the next 2.5 years, we will be seeing the predictions for each and every zodiac, how Saturn is going to behave, what are the good and positive things a person will get, and what would be the negative effects. First of all, one should understand the planetary position of the current position. It will have an impact up to 15 to 20% on a personal horoscope. The basis is only based on the original horoscope, which is derived on the Mahadasa and Antardasa from the existing planetary position on the birth date and time. So one need not have to worry about all these problems of Saturn. At the same time, during the 7.5 period of Saturn, as well as Saturn is at the 8th house, there may be some problems also. We call it as Ashtama Sani and we call it as Edara Sani. So all these two positions, the Saturn will give some negative impacts also. Depends upon the planetary positions during that particular time. The best remedy could be praying to Lord Ganesha daily, or every Saturday praying to Lord Hanuman will give you good relief from the Saturn's ill effects. Now let us see which are all the zodiac getting good and bad effects based on the upcoming Saturn transit. For these three zodiac, the upcoming Saturn transit seems to be highly favorable. First let us see for Aries. So far Saturn was placed at the 10th house, is going to move to the 11th house, which indicates profit. So the position of Saturn, which takes its highest power like Mula Trikona at Aquarius, which is being the 11th house for Aries, this Saturn transit seems to be really favorable for them. So they can expect good returns. They can expect good returns through investments. There will be good rise in the salary. Those who have worked in a company for, they can expect some good incentives, increments during this upcoming Saturn transit. Also those who are doing business can grow their business well and get some good business inflow, and there will be good inflow of money. So for Aries we can say this is a good positivity. Next comes Sagittarius. So far Sagittarius was under the control of Saturn for 7.5 years. On the January 17th, when Saturn moves away from the 2nd house to the 3rd house, the zodiac Sagittarius gets rid of the 7.5 period of Saturn completely. So that is a great time for them, because for the past 7.5 years they had struggled a lot. So this movement of Saturn, it will give some good benefits. It will start yielding good benefits for Sagittarius. Also Saturn at 3rd house will do some positivity, as whenever the planets are associated with 3rd and the 11th house will definitely give some positive results. The third zodiac is Virgo. For Virgo, so far Saturn was placed in the 5th house. Now moving to the 6th house seems to be really good. So when 6th house, a planet like Saturn is associated, they can get good returns through business. Those who had invested money they can yield some good positive results during this particular time. Those who borrowed through loans, this particular time it will give them benefits of repaying back the loan. Similarly, those who have lended money to others, this particular period they can get back the money So it's a good time for them also. They can win out of their enemies. In business, they can win out of the competitors' shares. All the positive things can happen. So for the upcoming Saturn transit, for all these three zodiac, the positivity could be more than 80%. Now for the zodiac Taurus. So far, Saturn was placed in the 9th house and which moves to the 10th house. 10th house indicates job, workplace. So we can expect good job opportunities for those who are unemployed so far. This time seems to be really favorable for them. Those who are already working in a company can find this period suitable for promotions as well as increments. Some may get foreign opportunities. They travel different places. So a lot of positive things can happen for Taurus. Also, Saturn is responsible for the 9th and 10th houses. So we can say some of them may start their own business with the father or elder brother's side. This could be really good fortune for doing business also. Now for Scorpio, as Saturn moves to the 4th house and we call it as Kendra. Whenever in Kendra a planet like Saturn is associated, it could yield some positive results. So for Scorpio, this Saturn transit seems to be really favorable. They can increase their asset purchases. Some of them can buy their own house, buy their own flats. They can buy their land or they can invest money in share market and find some good profits. So it looks really positive for them. And some of them, if the mother's health is not well, they can get complete recovery from their health related problems. So this seems to be favorable for Scorpio. In terms of Gemini, so far Saturn was placed at the 8th house, so it could have given a lot of troubles for them. As Saturn moves away from 8th house to 9th house seems to be really good time for Gemini, because the ill effects of the 8th house is getting relieved as Saturn moves away to the 9th house. For all these three zodiac, this Saturn transit we can expect 70% and above positivity. Now for these three zodiac, if you see for Capricorn, as Saturn moves away from Capricorn itself is a good relief for those who are in this particular zodiac. So far they might have faced lot of troubles, they might have faced lot of health related issues, many negative effects, some might have lost their job. All these problems might have faced for the last 2.5 years. As Saturn moves away to the 2nd house, it looks really favorable for them, as at the 2nd house Lord itself is going to be a ruler. It looks like they can build their money back. Whatever they have lost so far, they can regain back. So it's a good time for building the revenue. Some of them can construct their own house. Some of them can communicate well to others. Those who are in the field of communication business, they can improve their skills. And those who are not married yet, it's a good time for them to settle down in their life. So positivity can happen in the upcoming Saturn transit. Now when you consider Libra, so far Saturn is placed good, but to an extent it is favorable as it moves to the 5th house, and Saturn will not do bad effects for those ascendant and zodiac of Venus as well as for Mercury. So Saturn being placed at the 5th house at Trikona is not good, but at the same time for Libra, to an extent it gives positivity. And for Leo, so far Saturn is placed from 6th house, it moves to the 7th house, itself is really good. But at the same time, as it aspects the Leo, some may find troubles in the married life. Who are looking for marriage alliances, there may be some troubles, there may be hurdles. So some negativity is also there. So for these three zodiac, we can say a positivity from 50 to 70%. In the upcoming Saturn transit, we could see these three zodiac getting badly affected. As Saturn moves from Capricorn to Aquarius, so those who are in this zodiacs and Aquarius, they are in the mid of the 7.5 period of Saturn, so they face lot of troubles in the next 2.5 years. So they may face some health related issues, some troubles, some hurdles in their life. Those who are looking for marriage, the things may not happen in time, so a lot of negative things can happen. But one should remember that Saturn owns the houses of Capricorn and Aquarius, will not do much harm to the own houses. As you can see, a teacher can punish any student, but at the same time, the teacher will not give the similar punishment to his own child in case if the same child is studying under him. So the teacher may show some mercy to his own child. So like the same way Saturn will not do much harm to the zodiac Capricorn as well as Aquarius. So they need not have to worry a lot. Now for Pisces, as when Saturn moves to the 12th house of Pisces, it starts that sound of period of Pisces now. So now the zodiac, those who are in this particular zodiac, they may face lot of expenses. So as they are entering to the 7.5 period of Saturn, so the next 7.5 years time seems to be a really tough time for Pisces. So it is not so encouraging for them. And the another zodiac is Cancer. For Cancer, as Saturn moves from 7th house to the 8th house, so which is not favorable. So far, they might have faced some troubles in the family life. There may be conflict between husband and wife, life partners. Now, all these conflicts might come to an end. Even for those who are unmarried, there are chances they get married. All these positive things can happen. But at the same time, when Saturn moves to the 8th house, it may give some health related problems, some hurdles, some troubles in the family life. So for these three zodiac, the positivity could be less than 50%. Now let us see for each and every zodiac sign, based on the position of Jupiter and the upcoming Saturn transit and also the placement of Rahu and Ketu, what would be the predictions, what are the positive things and negative things, which we can see in detail. Cancer, the fourth zodiac sign as per the Kalapurusha Tattva. For Cancer, Saturn moves from 7th house to 8th house. The position of Saturn is not favorable. Whenever Saturn is placed at the 8th house, it will give a lot of trouble. So the next 2.5 years seems to be really tough for Cancer. So they may face a lot of health related issues. Those who are aged above 60, this period they need to be very much careful. They should take the medicines, take the advice of the doctor in time. Some of them may face knee problems, problems in walking. Age-old problems will all creep up. Also for those who are working in companies or doing business, the time is not so favorable for them. They may face some challenges. Based on the personal horoscope, if the current Mahadasa is favorable, it will not have much impact. But if a person is having a very bad Mahadasa or Antardasa, they may face some troubles as Saturn is at the 8th house. Being at the 8th house, Saturn aspecting the 10th house and the 2nd house and the 5th houses. When Saturn aspects the 10th house, it means workplace. Those who are working in companies, they may face a lot of challenges this particular period. They may have conflict with the seniors, some may lose their job. Those who are jobless, finding a job is not so easy. It will be really difficult for them, it's really challenging for them. So whenever they are honest and hardworking, chances could be there. But no need to worry, because when Jupiter is also very close to Aries, and the ill effects of Saturn will not be much there. Till 2023 there won't be much trouble, but when Jupiter moves away from Aries to Taurus, that period, that is during 2024, they may face some troubles in the workplace. Same way for housewife, the period seems to be really challenging. They may need to work hard. Some ladies need to work 8 to 10 hours per day. So they may face a lot of problems. They may get a lot of guests in their house. So for that they need to prepare a lot. So a lot of tensions and problems may creep up for ladies also. Saturn aspecting the 2nd house, so it will hamper the communication. So those who are working with communication as a base, they may face some struggle during this particular period. Luckily, when Jupiter is also aspecting the 2nd house, the trouble will not be much. Problems produced by Saturn will be nullified by the Jupiter aspect in the 2nd house. So there will be a good growth, there will be good fortunes and all. But during 2024, when Jupiter is away from Aries, that period seems to be really tough for them. So that period, they may have some troubles in the communication. There may be conflict in the family life. So those who are trying to build assets, they may face some problems also. So there may be problems between the husband and wife, the family members. So they should be careful during that particular period. When Saturn aspecting the fifth house, again, they may not get support from the children. Children may not study well. There may be some health related issues, especially for this particular zodiac. This 2.5 years seems to be really challenging. Those who are expecting childbirth may find some difficulties in that. They need to take the help of technology to get suitable results. Some may face some problems while traveling. They may spend a lot. Some may lose their properties. There may be chances of losing certain assets. There may be some frequent damages in the assets they possess, the vehicles they have. So this period is not so encouraging for them. Pray to Lord Hanuman every Saturday and Vinayaka or Ganesha daily. Definitely it will help them to get rid of all these problems. So no need to worry. If a personal horoscope is really strong, the transit of Saturn may not have much impact. But if the present horoscope is not so favorable, they may face some consequences also. Children studying up to 10th standard, they may find some difficulties in learning, in understanding. Those who are doing higher studies, post graduations, graduations and all, they could able to cope up the subjects. They could able to pass out their subjects well. Those who are doing business, especially the secondary market, iron, oil, coal and all, which are related to Saturn, may find some good profit also. But at the same time, those who are in catering, those who are in the leadership level, those who are in the managing categories, they may face some difficulties also. So considering all the planetary position, this Saturn transit for Cancer, we could say a positivity between 45 to 50% only.